Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and once again, I am a third degree brown belt in Isshinryu karate. What I have for you today is a simple weapons demonstration of the traditional sai, which is common to most martial arts, as well as eskrima sticks and kama. And the first one I'm going to show you is the eskrima stick, probably the least advanced of the weapons, and this is double stick eskrima. So generally, if you only had one stick, you would fight in more of a fencing stance with one leg counterbalancing your weight and your torso as far back as you can, but balanced over your front knee. All right. And you can do, diagonal strikes. You can cut with the tip of a stick. You can bludgeon, or you can thrust. Okay. And then, you got horizontal strikes, obviously, and you got vertical strikes, and you got diagonal strikes. So this is the most primitive. And of course, if you have two of them, you can do this. You can use the back one primarily to protect your body and heart, and use the front one to attack. Or you can just use both to attack, depending on what the situation calls for. So that's eskrima sticks. They're pretty well countered by sai, which is the next weapon I'm going to show you. Sai counters just about every primitive weapon, except for the third one I'm going to show you. So this is real ninjutsu / karate sai, and they are the traditional one of the three traditional weapons of Isshinryu karate. The other two being the Okinawan bow and the Okinawan tuifa. I don't have either of those with me to show you just yet. These are pretty blunt on the end, but they're still sharp enough that you could probably stab a person if you really tried to. But they're mostly for practice. But the deal is, you catch other weapons in the prongs, and either with one side or both side together, trap them and pin them, and then you can counterattack. Some counterattacks are in fact this thrust or stab. Blunt force trauma to the side of the head. You can break a bone like the radius or ulna here in the arm. But blunt force trauma to the temple. Um, you can also go into an even more defensive posture like this, in which case you might attack with the handle of the sai in a punch. All right, but you're protecting your arm from getting hit by another weapon in this case. Sai are a pretty good counter even to swords, to be honest with you. You can beat a person with a sword if you have one or two sai just by capturing it. I wouldn't recommend trying, but you can theoretically beat the person with a sword if you have two sai. Um, so you're like, what counters a sai if even a sword doesn't counter sai? And that's the next weapon. The next weapon is equally devastating, if not more so, on offense, but also counters the sai, and this is kama. These are practice kama. They're pretty dull, but the same company that I bought them from does sell real kama for attack, for if you want to own a set of real kama. But they're pretty small. I thought I was getting the ones that were about 18-inch handles, but these are 12-inch handles or so. But this counters sai. If you try to capture this weapon with a sai, the blade wraps around and slices the other person's forearm or wrist open. So this counters sai pretty well. And you can do things like cut the person's vagus nerve, or clip them behind the knee, or clip them inside the groin or on the femoral artery, or grab behind their neck and slice their vertebra open, that sort of thing. You can stab to the heart with incredible force with this 12 to 18-inch handle. Um, just incredible torquing force. It's going to rip their chest wide open if you hit somebody with this. Um, even the dull one would probably. This is a circular dull. It's very dull. The ones I have back home have a point on them and have two gripper points on the inside, and can be sharpened into a triple C shape. And you can sharpen this outer edge too if you want to. That way, even if you undercut, it slashes. All right. So even if you reach less than perfect, it would still slash. So this is common. You can do these kinds of gripping motions, inside out, double gripping motion, pretty much decapitate somebody or cut their arm off or whatnot. Inside out. Uh, you can do upward thrust, but it's a little bit difficult to get the blade all the way around. Um, But downward thrust, yes, you can like cut right here into the clavicle or next to the collarbone. But primary target is going to be the heart, or decapitation, or gripping the knees, or vagus nerve, or femoral artery or groin. So they're really devastating in combat. I mean, you can imagine with this 6-inch blade, if you stab somebody full force in the heart or lungs, they're going down and probably dead or maimed. So this is a traditional weapon. It originates as a hand scythe used for harvesting rice and other grain, and they just weaponized them as a military self-defense. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I think that's going to be the end of the video. The next thing I order is going to be a set of tuifa, so I can demonstrate how they're used, and there are several different ways to use those as well.